Hey everybody, HMV here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and we ended the last episode on a hopeful note, but a not quite exactly correct note. I was hoping to unlock the last tier of the R&D building, which is going to cost me about $1.7 million, and we have 1.4, and we actually only had like 1.1 or 1.2 at the end of last episode. I was hoping to get that unlocked so I could, when I go up to rescue the guys on Duna, I could bring a drill along with me for Ike, so I could basically get Duna taken care of, and then we don't have to worry about it anymore, except for maybe, as a fun way to test the drill out, although we'll be doing that on Minmus anyway. But the Kerbal to Duna window is in 62 days. These guys' mid-course corrections are well over 100 days away each, and the Duna lander replacement is not scheduled to actually return to Kerbin for 300 days. So we're obviously going to miss this window if we don't hurry up and finish. That's why I took some extra contracts, and we're not going to do this visual surveys of Kerbin, at least not yet. We are, however, going to investigate the Lunar crash site, investigate the rock arches on Moon, which I got back. Thank you, whoever the mod creator is, Nightingale, I think is his name. I don't know. For telling me how to get that back. And we're also going to test the 48.7S Spark on an escape trajectory out of the Moon on our way back. So we're going to do all this now. And what we're going to do here is we are going to launch a ship that I have already built. This Lunar 3 is very, very similar to Lunar 2. Remember, Lunar 2.1 and 2.2 were, they docked up in Kerbin orbit and then they went together. This is basically that, only as one ship, and with less stuff on it. I'm eschewing the life support because I have a feeling this whole thing's going to take less than 3 days. Or 15 days. The two guys who get to do this are Blizzy and Brian Cross-Eye Kerman. I have no idea who is sitting where, but that's just the way it's going to work. Let's go ahead and launch this guy. And our nav ball's upside down. I'm going to give away here a little bit of the ship, just so I can control from here and get the nav ball right side up. Okay, there we go. That's a trick if your thing is inside your fairings and you don't want it to be. Let's see, where's the sun? The sun is basically directly overhead, so I think we're fine to launch here. Let's go ahead and turn on the computer. Let's triple check our staging here. This doesn't turn on until, what is our yeah, we don't want that. Our thrust to weight is kind of low though. What if we do this? It doesn't really add anything, and it's going to eat a lot of fuel. So I think we're going to continue with this. Thrust to weight's a little bit low, but I did add fuel, so the total delta V is fine. And the thing's pretty aerodynamic, so I have a feeling we're going to be okay. So in 3, 2, 1, launch. It's more like a Saturn launch than a Kerbal Space Program launch. Get this thing tilted here. Get the run started, because we're going to be dropping these things. The last thing I want to do is blow up my launch pad. But yeah, this thing, this is the basic design from before, but I added some fuel on the top to give it a little bit more delta V, and I'm hoping I didn't waste all that delta V by fighting gravity. I don't think I'm going to, but there's really no way to know for sure until we get into orbit, which I didn't do a test launch of this thing after I did that because I didn't feel like it. Okay, stage separation's coming here. Following the gravity turn very nicely. Those guys dropped away also very nicely. Now we've got our center stack going. The thrust away to that guy isn't the best, but it is adding, and we're now at 10 kilometers where it starts to actually be okay to use it as opposed to not. Yeah, our crappy thrust away is making this part of the flight a little bit scary because we want to be aiming up higher than we are, and the airflow is fighting us here. We want to be like here until we get up to an 18 kilometer. Oh, apoapsis, come on. Come on, airflow. There we go. This might be a wasted launch, and we're going backwards now. Yeah, We shouldn't be having this problem. I think it might be just... Dang it. Let's go ahead and ditch this and save the guys. And I'm going to add some fins and I'll be right back. I made a couple more changes. I added some solids just to help us off the launch pad, and I also added some struts just to make this thing a little less wobbly. And I added the fins just on these guys because we dropped these so early. I don't think it matters. We got to set our our control from here. Computer's on. In 3, 2, 1, launch. I want to get this turn as quickly as possible because we're ditching the solids fairly quickly. Hopefully that we won't come back to a destroyed launch pad. I heard an explosion and the launch pad seems intact, so I think we're okay. No idea what all that explosions were for, but let's see here. We're at 18. That's good. Okay, yeah, I think we're out of the danger zone here. So I will meet you in orbit. And we are in orbit. And we are raising our apoapsis. So, very nice. And we got plenty of fuel. We've got... Oh yeah, we have far more Delta Vs than we need. We could probably land on the moon 3 or 4 times, but we're not going to. We've only got 2 landings to do, and hopefully when we get the first one, we're going to go back to the center. I keep forgetting to go back to the contracts window and look and see if there's anything new. Let's go ahead and do that. Oop. Oh, look at that. How dramatic at the end of our burn to have the sunrise. I'm actually going to cut the burn early because I'm not sure exactly how far I want to go here. I do want my periapsis to actually go into the moon, which I'm assuming is happening right now, even though the game hates me. We'll just fix it on a mid-course correction, I guess. See, why does this go away and then suddenly we're like that? I'll never understand it. Okay. What I want to do here is I want to actually impact the moon. And that doesn't seem to be a very good way to do it. There we go. 19 meters per second right there. That'll do it. The reason I want to impact the moon is because I want to be going in kind of a polar orbit so that we have all the options we want when we get there. Okay, that gets us a collision. And here's what we want. We want to visit this arch here, arch number 1. If we look at the contracts here, I still haven't installed that new contract window. Visit the first arch we need to do. We also need to visit this crashed vessel. We found another crashed vessel, and that's very far south. So what we want to do is we want to get into an orbit that will allow us to do that. So what we want to do now is we want to burn, I'm going to say south. And I think this is perfect here. 20 kilometers off the surface. We're going to add this maneuver here. And then we're going to do that. And that should give us an orbit that's going to allow us to land on both places. Oh, and then once we get into the moon's sphere of influence, we can actually test that, the 48-7S. Let's see, where's this test contract? We're in moon, we're in escape velocity, we just need to hit the space bar. We're going to hit F5 first, because I'm always afraid when I hit the space bar and things like this, weird things will happen. Bam, we just tested the spark engine. You are welcome. Now we're going to disable it. Because we don't actually want it running right now. Look at that, plant a flag on the moon. We're going to accept that contract for 125 grand. And my cat is again really excited about the possibility of completing these contracts. Okay, let's swing ourselves around the moon here. Blizzy and Cross-Eye. They're pretty jazzed. I would be too. How often do you go to the moon? Actually, Kerbal Space Program players go to the moon like every day. Usually when we're not going to the moon, it's because we're doing something even more fun. Okay, we got 13 seconds for the burn. Yeah, I might get this guy up to 24 by 24, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Because you get the faster time warp at 24. Yeah, just go ahead and... Let's just do it. We got plenty of time here. We're going to speed up till right about there. Yeah, one thing I wish about this ship is that it would be a little bit less... I could get rid of one of these 2 fuel tanks. Just, there was no easy way to do it. I mean, I could have done like crazy docking port shenanigans, but who wants to deal with that? There we go. 26 by 25. That is perfectly fine by me. Okay, now we need to... actually, honestly, I'm going to set this guy as pump level 1 and pump out. I'm going to set this guy as pump level 2 and pump out. He's going to pump all his fuel into the center and also into this guy. That way, and then the center will also pump into this guy. That way he should be a little bit more centered around his center of the ship, and it should be a little bit easier to rotate him around when the time comes. Now, all we need to do is wait for things to rotate under us, and ideally be in the sun, which means Moon rotates this way, and both of these things are in terrible positions, so we're basically waiting here until this comes around. We have, 15 days on our life support? Lunar 3 has, we have 14 days. We've been here almost a day. So I think we'll be fine. I don't know what Moon's orbit is off the top of my head, but I don't think it's that much. And we want to land here, so we're going to activate navigation to this waypoint, and we're just going to wait for it to rotate under us. How's our life support doing? 3 days. Oh, geez, we're fine. We're perfectly fine. Okay, you need to decouple. And the first person to land is Blizzy. I hope you're excited, Blizzy. You are here, and you want to land here. So we want to aim ourselves retrograde. Make sure we're not aimed at the ship. We are not. We want to also activate the engine. And then we are going to burn down until we are right there. That is pretty much perfect. Yeah, that'll allow us to come in over the top of this thing. Let's go ahead and add a maneuver here so that we're ready to go when the time comes. 559 meters per second is going to take us a minute. We also have some EVA reports to do. We're not scientists, but we can still do the work. It never hurts to help get the job done, even though you're not actually a scientist yourself. There we go. Up is now up. Sorry you can't see the lunar surface there through your thing, Blizzy. We can't even see you. But you're pretty excited. You're looking up at Kerbin and the other ship up there. Let's get the HUD on. Looks like we want to burn this way a little bit. Just to get that perfect. We might cheat upward just a little bit. We can already see the arch. My cat is excited again. She just loves spaceflight. Okay, I'm going to cut the engines at 200 meters per second here. Get a little bit closer. Oh, we can't even time warp. Probably a good idea not to. I'm going to kill this maneuver node here. We don't care about it anymore. Now we're going 100 meters per second. This is an arch I have never visited, so I'm kind of excited about this. I like checking these things off. It's like a Kerbal bucket list. I think we can officially just kill our velocity and land. There we go. HUD off. We're going to get our landing leg down slope of us. and the ship did not fall over, which I'm going to consider a win. Okay, Blizzy, hop on out. I think we already got the contract for being near the thing here. We're not going to keep this flag out. This is all for the money and also so you can get some experience. Let's see if we got the arch contract. Plant a flag on the moon. Test the engine. Okay, so now we're going to head over to that arch and check it out. Oh, don't fall off the thing. Okay. Whew. Oh, actually, which one is the better view? I think this is the better view. So get over here. And then turn yourself around. Enough screwing around. Oh, that's our first landing flag, I think. Moon first landing. Look at that. We're only 68 kilometers away from our very first landing ever. This is a habit I have to get into. We have investigate the rock arches on the moon. Complete. Visit the first arch. Lizzie's at the first arch, right? I wonder if it has to do with the fact that I had to do those shenanigans to complete it. Let me make sure that we're at the first arch. We are. Location, rock arch number 1. I am not blaming the mod for this. I have a feeling it has to do with the interaction that I had the first time that caused the problem. So I'm in full view of everyone. I am going to go into contracts here in the debug menu. We are going to investigate rock arches of the moon. We are going to complete that contract for money because we deserve it. And we can now afford the thing, which is awesome. Okay. Science data from space around the moon. We're going to accept that because it's just free money. Oh, wow. Or recover a device from the orbit of Duna. That's kind of cool. We might end up taking that. Although I have no idea what it is. Recover it from Kerbin without damage. We probably need a claw for that, so we're not going to bother with that. Investigate something shiny on Duna. Ooh, we might be accepting that. Satellite in orbit around Duna. We're definitely going to take that because we're going to be sending that trip up. It's going to be a crazy trip. Science data from space around Kerbin. We'll grab that one too because that one will be easy to grit. Okay, get the computer back on. Now, we care about where the other ship is. If we launch right now, yeah, if we wait in orbit, we're going to be even farther off. So I think we're going to set our ship as our target. We are going to turn on the HUD. The ship is that way, which is, let's see, forward? Yeah. So we're going to burn this way. Try to head as close to at the ship as we can. Flying by the arch. I don't think I got the screenshot very well, but we're gonna get our apoapsis up to about 10. I'm gonna keep it as low as possible because we got to catch up to that guy. Okay, 11, I guess, is going to be our apoapsis. We've still got 500 meters per second, so it's not like, yeah. Now that we're in orbit, the rest of this is peanuts. Okay, we should be very good now. Yeah, 0.1. And now it's all about just waiting until we're close enough. Which looks like it's going to be... a couple orbits from now. Maybe even just one orbit from now. Yeah. We do it like right here. Then we'll meet him right there. Oh, that's funny. It looks like Blizzy's timer reset. He should still be at 3 days. And he's at 26 minutes. Huh. That's interesting. I wonder what will happen when the two ships get together. Well, I guess we'll find out in 54 minutes. Oh, and I missed my time, so we're going to hit it now. Luckily, it's a pretty cheap burn. And this kind of stuff doesn't have to be perfect. We are 2-point-something kilometers away. So now let's add a target distance alarm. We're going to be 2.8 kilometers. Let's add that alarm there. In 21 minutes... Yeah, and I noticed that I was thinking min-miss is 24 kilometers is where the breakpoint is. Moon, it's 25 kilometers. So I might, after I get these guys back together, I just might burn them up to 25 kilometers just to make this sort of stuff a little bit easier. There we go. Basically stopped. Okay. Cross-eye. Get yourself aimed at... Come on, give me the... There it is. Get yourself aimed at the target. Whoa. Come on. I know not only is your ship unwieldy, but it also doesn't have any docking ports. Or any solar panels, I mean. Okay, hold yourself there. Blizzy now. Set that as your target. Control from here. Let's get ourselves... Oh, jeez. Let's go into locked mode, so I'm looking at this thing logically. There we go. We want to be burning this way. And we are coming in very fast. Even though that was crazy, I didn't think that was going to work. Even though we were coming in way too fast and off center, I was able to match their orbits. Okay, go ahead and turn this engine off. And then this engine is still on, I assume. Yes. We are going to aim ourselves. Control from here. Make sure we're looking at the right thing. We're going to aim ourselves forward. We're actually already 26 by 25. So wait a minute. We're already over 25. So what am I doing? Okay, so we took care of that contract. Now we need to land here, and we're actually getting kind of close to it. And honestly, the sun is up where it is. So as soon as... Yeah, see, it's already past us. We should have done this slightly differently. I think we're going to transfer you guys. Blizzy, hop out. Cross-eye. Go ahead and transfer yourself into Blizzy's container. Blizzy, grab all the science that you had taken out of this thing. Get in there. So now all the science is in the main ship. And what we're going to do here is, which direction are you guys orbiting? You are going down that way. That's what I thought. When we get to here-ish, I think I'm just going to undock you guys now. And then Cross-Eye's turn to go down. When we get you here, we're going to add a maneuver to burn this way. And this way. To get roughly where the thing is, give or take. 70 meters per second. I think that is a fair use of our resources here. Activate the engine. What's a few seconds between friends here? Okay, that should be good. Yeah, that's fine. Now, we will reconvene when we get here. Actually, let's go ahead and set up the braking maneuver just so we know where it is and roughly how much it takes, but we already know that because we've already done it. Let's go ahead and activate navigation to that thing. Crashed vessel. That's exciting. I'm kind of surprised. Oh, there it is. Okay, how are we doing as far as direction aimed versus where it is? Well, actually, it's looking pretty darn good. I think we're going to... burn this way a little bit. And it looks like we might have overestimated the amount of sunlight in this area. But we are coming around the dark side, so I think the sun might rise as we go. And looking at this thing, yeah, it's not... I was seeing this crater, and it looks like it's on the wall, but it's actually well beyond that crater. Okay, in order to completely stop, we're going to have to burn in 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Our impact time is here. Our suicide burn distance is there. Suicide burn delta V has got to be wrong because it's going to take us 500 and some odd to stop. Let's do this. Looks like I might have gone a little too far this way. It's always hard to tell when you're coming over the poles. Let's see. We got 570 meters per second. Our suicide burn distance is... See, I don't trust that because the time is wrong. I have no idea if the distance is right. I'm going to go with the maneuver node time. I think we'll be fine here. We're a minute away from the thing. Our maneuver node is going to cost a minute. I'm going to wait till we get down to about 45 seconds before I start the burn. Or 40 seconds. Yeah, the wonky camera around the poles always screws me up. But yeah, this is looking great. And the sun is rising, which is always nice. Don't think we need this maneuver node anymore. It's just going to be telling us things we don't really need to know. I can see the thing here. If we turn the HUD off, we can see the little bit underneath that thing. So it looks like it's on this nice flat area, which is always nice. Looks like I kind of nailed the slowdown here, which is also nice. These are all important skills to have when you're planning on setting up bases, is nailing a location on your descent. Especially on Minmus, where I plan on landing on a docking port. Actually going to thrust towards the thing a little bit. You're not being very efficient, but I really don't care that much. We had 500 meters per second left on the other one, so I'm really not concerned about how much we have left on this one. I'm going to actually turn off the HUD. Oh, look at that. It's a spaceship. And you're going to land right next to it. Oops. Yeah, a little bit darker than I was expecting, so you came down a little bit on top. That is pretty awesome. Oh, your shadow ruins it. Your shadow ruins the picture. Oh, well. I like that. I like that arch picture anyway. Okay, let's go ahead and take a surface sample here. Might as well. Let's also go ahead and plant a flag. And then immediately take the flag down. And we should have gotten the contract for finding the, investigate the rock arches. We didn't get the contract. Do you have to, like, be standing on the... There we go. Sweet. What is this? UFO identical to the one in Kerbin. Perhaps it belonged to the monolith builders. That's kind of funny because we haven't found the monoliths yet. And then we got 450 science and 97 grand, which is pretty awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and, I guess, slide down this. There's nothing I can do. There we go. Yeah, we haven't actually done the monolith contracts yet, so... perhaps that text could use a slight rewrite. Okay, where's our ship? The longer we wait to go back, again, the worse it's going to be, but it's pretty darn bad now. Let's go ahead and set him as a target and get launching. Where is he? Nav HUD. There we go. He is that way, which is that way. I don't really know the best way to burn, but I think I want to burn a little more south than I am. Kind of like that. And again, we're going to burn up to about 10 kilometers. And then 10 kilometer apoapsis. And then be all done. Whoa, 18 kilometer apoapsis. That got away from me quick. Okay, at this ascending node, we are going to fix this. And not burn quite as much up, and also this kind of thing. I think that's fair. Let's actually snap this right at the ascending node so we know we're fixing everything. Oh, made it worse. That should make it perfect. And we're still under, and our periapsis is 8, which is too low. So if we do this, that'll make our periapsis 10, and our apoapsis 12, and our descending node still 0. So that's what we're going to do. 120. Yeah, we're going to have a lot less meters per second, but again, we're through the worst of it right now. And this was not a contest like in the other one because of the fact that we're on a time crunch here, and obviously Cross-Eye had the more fuel inefficient target, so it would be unfair to compare your meters per seconds or whatever. Okay, now for the fun part, assuming we start it here and we burn up to meet, that's going to do that. And if we do it like this instead, oh wow, we can do it this orbit. We can meet him right here, which is 0.8 kilometers. This is going to be perfect. Okay, so get yourself aimed here. And you've seen these guys dock before, so I will come back when they're coming back to Kerbin. Actually, you know what? Never mind. Let's go back to Kerbin and see if we can get another contract. Science data from space around Kerbin, another one. Oh, wait, no, those are active. Never mind. Okay, looks like no. So anyway, like I said, I'll see you guys when these guys are coming back down to Splashdown. Okay, I'm doing something interesting here. I'm setting my periapsis to 28, which is probably higher than it needs to be. But I'm going to try to bring this engine at least most of the way back home with me. So I'm actually going to pump this pump value, this guy up to 8 and turn him on. And also pump this guy up to 8 and turn him on. So all the fuel goes into this area, which is going to make this the heaviest part of the ship. And then we're actually going to carry this with us until we get into the atmosphere. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we're going to dump it when we get into the atmosphere. Okay, we're going to warp to here. I have no idea what it's doing. Our periapsis is now 41 for some reason, which I'm going to say is annoying. Yeah, I have no idea what the Pax Connex was doing there, but it wasn't what I wanted. Okay, 26. Looks like that's what we're going to have here. As soon as we hit the atmosphere here, we are going to aim ourselves retrograde. And ditch this. Now we should be aerodynamically stable this way because this is much heavier than the rest of this. At least I hope it is. If it's not, we can always ditch this on a whim. And hopefully this thing won't come back and hit us like it almost did the last time we played here. Yeah, there's no way that thing's going to hit us. Let's actually rotate it so up is up, because that's the way I like it. Coming down in mildly familiar territory. Landed here before. This is just to the east of Kerbal Space Center. So far, no alerts have come up. This temperature gauge would come up if things get too hot. I'm afraid to turn off stability assist, just in case. But things seem to be very stable. We've lost our trailing thing, so it's gotten more than 22 kilometers away from us. Oh, here comes our heat. Okay, what is actually the hottest thing on here? Probably the fuel tanks. Doesn't actually tell me, sadly. Oh, it's the decoupler here. That's no good. If that thing burns up, we're in deep trouble. I'm hitting the gas. If this decoupler burns up, docking port, if this docking port burns up, we have lost a person and some very important science. We have yet to lose anybody in this game. We're not going to start now. 1700. The temperature's going up, but not very fast. We are almost through the burning part. I think we'll be fine. We're just using the engine to slow us down as much as possible. We're at 1800 degrees Kelvin here on that docking port. I don't know why that docking port has just decided to be the thing that was crazy. Okay, temperature's going down. We have successfully not died. It's amazing how much speed we're burning off here. Whew. And let's hit the chutes. And that was pretty scary. I really didn't expect this docking port to be what would be burning up. I thought it would be the engine or something. I have no idea what. I would turn on the heat things, but I've disabled all that because of the memory bug. Why have our parachutes not triggered yet? Oh, there we go. Oh, because these were from before when I had the problem with the thing. Also, altitude of 100 is just too low. That was pretty hairy on the return down. These guys almost died. And the boys are home. That's funny. Now the pod is the hottest thing. Maintaining the heat. That's just cool. Oh, wait, we can do some science. Might as well do an EVA report and a surface sample. Okay, fine. We'll just recover you guys separately. And now for the big finale here of the episode. We're going to buy this. Bam! That's awesome. Then we're going to go in. And we are going to get our drill on. That's not this node. This is the node with the drill and the converter. This just has a bigger holding tank. So this is the most important thing to research is bam, that. Then we're going to research this just to get it. And that's what we're taking to Duna. When we go to save the guys in like 60 days or 30 days or whatever it is. So I need to build that ship, but I think this is pretty good for this episode. I think next episode we're gonna head to we're gonna be heading out to Duna. We're gonna pass these guys on the way out, and we're gonna save the two guys who are stuck up at Duna. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I definitely enjoyed playing it. I'm HMV, and I will, as always, talk at you later.